Hello, preschool, and welcome to another glorious day with the letter W. So, today we're going to read a story in a little bit about Henry going to the Wild West. So, I thought, what a better place to come than our very own Sisters Rodeo grounds to have our story time today, to have school. So, if you're ready to join these very festive people in their happy dancing days, we could probably give them something to sing about. Are you ready? All right, let's get started. Big breath in and let it out nice and slowly, putting on that school body. Get those wiggles out for just a little bit of your day. Big breath in. And let it out nice and slowly, putting on your school body. My ears are open for listening. My eyes are open for looking and learning. Good job all the way out. And one more big breath in. And let it out nice and slowly, putting on your school body. This time my hand is over my heart, and what is in there? That's right. Love and joy and peace and patience and kindness and goodness and gentleness and faithfulness and self-control. And who put all those wonderful things in our heart? You're right again. God. God put all those wonderful things in our heart. And did he mean them just to sit there and just be in your heart? Oh no, he wants us to share them with the world, with everybody. That's awesome, which means our heart is getting bigger. Blue, 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 blue. And it's coming out all over you. It's coming out all over me. It's coming out all over them. And it's coming out all over everywhere. Which means who is welcome here? That's right. God. You are welcome here. And if you're not from God, you have to go out the door now. That's right. Good job. It just makes me want to say, hello, God, and thank you for another glorious, glorious day. So now we are going to say the prayer that Jesus taught us to pray. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. Woo! I don't know about you, but it sure fills me up with a whole lot of joy. I've got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Where? Down in my heart. Where? Down in my heart. I've got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Where? Down in my heart to stay. What else do I have? I've got the love of Jesus down in my heart. Where? Down in my heart. Where? Down in my heart. I've got the love of Jesus down in my heart. Where? Down in my heart to stay. Yeah! Woohoo! Good job, everybody! I don't know about you, but I feel like this is a really great and special day. One definitely worth of rejoicing. And this is the day that the Lord has made, I will rejoice, and be glad in it, This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. Yay! Woohoo! So exciting. Now, are you ready for a Bible story today? I hope so. It's a super special one. All right, here is our Bible. And if it's in the Bible, can we believe it? You bet. We sure can. And we are going to turn, we are getting so far in the back of our Bible. It says, shaken, but not forsaken. Forsaken is a big word, which means, well, we're all forgotten about. Like, no one remembers who you are. We're just left out here to do whatever, and I don't know what's going to happen to me. So, this means this story is shaken, like, oh my goodness, that was a big deal. That was a scary thing. But not forsaken, not forgotten. And it's from the book of Acts, chapter 16, verses 16 through 40, and it's written by Silas. Silas. Okay, are you ready to find out what's going on? The life of a missionary can be tough. We love the part where we tell everyone about Jesus, but Paul and I have been through a lot. Now, do you remember when we talked about the story of Paul? His first name was Saul, and he wasn't a very nice guy, was he? No, he sure wasn't. But then God came to him in that bright light, and then he had to wait for 3 days, and he couldn't see anything. And then when this special guy came to visit him, Aeneas, all of a sudden these scale-like things fell off of his eyes, and he could see clearly the reason that God wanted him to be there. He wanted him to be a follower of Jesus, and not just a follower of Jesus, but someone who's going to spread the word everywhere. So Paul and Silas have now been working together, and they've been through a lot of tough stuff together. And the trouble we got into in Philippi was a real doozy. The trouble started when we ran into a girl who was a fortune teller. Her masters made quite a lot of money off of her abilities. They didn't know an evil spirit inside her helped her to see the future. So she could tell the future. And the people that they were her master, they kept saying, you have to keep doing this. You have to keep doing this because you make us so much money. We want that money. Well, they didn't care that an evil spirit was living in her heart. How sad. Anyway, this girl started following us around and shouting at everyone, these men are of God. They're here to tell you how to be saved. That was a great day and all, but she kept shouting it day after day. These men are of God. They're here to tell you how to be saved. And finally, Paul couldn't take it anymore. He turned around, and with God's power, he told the nasty evil spirit, leave that girl. And guess what? It had to listen. And it laughed. Because of the power of Jesus, she was free. She was free of that evil spirit. But now, her masters couldn't make any money off of her anymore. And they were mad. They were like, we want to be able to make our money. And you drove the evil spirit away, and now she's no good to us. So the girl's masters grabbed us off the street and dragged us to the city officials. These guys are troublemakers, they yelled. They're throwing the whole city into chaos because of their strange religion, and they're breaking the law. The mob turned on us fast. They beat us with big sticks and stole our clothes. It was all a blur. The next thing we knew, we were locked up in a dungeon, bloodied and bruised, with our feet in shackles. Shackles are the chains that would go around your ankles. You see them right here? Those are shackles. They put them around your ankles too. They couldn't go anywhere. They were thrown in jail. Things were not looking good. It was a cold, dark, and miserable, and our bodies hurt. They hurt bad. But we knew God was still in control, even though everything around us seemed awful. We would never, ever stop praising God, even right there in the stinky, dark prison. So here they are in a prison, but look at their faces. Even though their bodies are really sore, they've been beat up, they're in shackles, look at their faces. Those faces aren't sad and crying. Those faces are still praising God for everything. In fact, we sang praises to God and prayed all night. We knew the other prisoners could hear us. And then an earthquake hit, a big one. Suddenly the walls cracked and the prison doors flew open. The shackles on all the prisoners' feet broke off and just blunk fell to the ground. God had heard our prayers. Just then, the jailer rushed in to see what had happened. He thought we'd all escaped, which would mean he was going to be in big trouble. Don't worry, we told him. We're all still here. The jailer shook with fear. He knew God had come to rescue us. How can I be saved by this powerful God of yours? He asked. So here you go. Here they are. They are in prison, and all night long, they are just singing, just like we sing. This is the day, or maybe they said, this is the night that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice. We will rejoice and be glad in it. They were glad, even though they were in this terrible prison. And then all of a sudden, there was a big earthquake, and blink, look. The chains are off their hands. The shackles they left them free. But guess what? All the prisoners, not just Paul and Silas, but all the prisoners were released. So the guard thought, I am in so much trouble. They're going to kill me for this. I don't even want to know this. So he knew it had to be something big. It couldn't just be some magic trick. He knew it had to be something super big, like God. And so he said, I want to know this God. I want to be saved by your God. How can I do it? We told the jailer all about the good news of Jesus. His face lit up with hope. Strange as it seems, he took us to his house and introduced us to his family. And even though it was in the middle of the night, he cleaned us up and took care of our wounds. He even fed us some food. I told the jailer that God loved him. When you believe in Jesus, your whole family can be saved, I said. The jailer and his family were overjoyed. They wanted to believe in Jesus too. And the next morning, the jailer learned the city officials had decided to set us free. They even told us they were sorry. Wow! Wow! After that, we were able to keep on doing what we love the most, telling more people about Jesus. So you see, here is the jailer and his family. There's the jailer and his wife, and he took him to their house. He cleaned him up. See, now their cuts are all bandaged up, and they fed him some good food, and they just wanted to know more. Now, Paul and Silas might have been hungry for some food, some real food to be able to eat, but the jailkeeper, the guard, and his wife, they were hungry to hear the words of Jesus. Yeah, Jesus, because they wanted to be saved. Now, I'm not going to tell you that I like getting beaten up or thrown into dungeons. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. It's terrible. But I never forget that God is always in control. And better than that, God allowed Paul and me to go through that awful situation so we could help the jailer and his family know Jesus. Now, I really want you to listen close, preschool. Ready? When bad things happen, it's hard to remember that God is still in control. We don't need to blame God. Instead, we can praise God, rejoice, thank Him, and pray for a way through the hard times. And who knows what God's plan has in store. Now, what do you do when things get hard? Do you get angry? Do you go hide somewhere? Maybe do you cry just a little? No matter what, just do what I did And what I do, Mrs. Ryan does, pray. Maybe even sing a song. As always, God will be with you, and He might just surprise you with something really good. I know that's a tough one, guys. Boy, do I know that's a tough one to hear. It is hard to know that when you're going through sad times or hard times or scary times, kind of like the times we're doing right now, when we can't be at school together and we can't play with our friends together, what's a really good idea to do? Pray about it. Because as icky as this might feel right now, God has a plan that is greater than any old sickness could possibly be. God showed Paul and Silas that even though they got beat up and they were hurt and it seemed like the most terrible thing ever, something really, really good happened. Now that family might never have gotten to know Jesus if Paul and Silas hadn't have been put into prison. And that prison guard heard them singing and wondered, how can they be so happy in these bad, bad times? I want to know how someone could be so happy in bad, bad times. So Paul and Silas told them. They told them the good news of everything that Jesus has done for us, and that all they had to do was ask Him to be in their heart. And they too could be happy, even in sad, sad times. Doesn't make them feel any better, but they know that something good will happen. Always remember, guys, every day might not be good, but there's something good in every day. All right, sounds good. Let's continue on with our week.